Hello and welcome to Turning Point Tactics, where I'm talking about Dead Silence and the Wolf Scouts team. I'm going to go through the rules for this team, talk about why I think they're good, why I think they're bad, and give you a bit of a rundown of the team in general. What I will say, the main thing about this video though is make sure you use an affiliate code if you're thinking about picking up this box set to save yourself a bit of cash and support a channel. It doesn't necessarily have to be mine, but if you do want to support my channel, there are affiliate links in the description below where you can save yourself a bit of cash, pick up this kill team, and support both the channel and support your own wallet by saving yourself some money. So with all that said, let's get into it. Hello and welcome to Turning Point Tactics, the competitive Killteam 40k YouTube channel focused on giving you the strategies and tactics to seize initiative every turning point. I'm your host Ryan, and I'm here to help give you the tips and tricks to elevate every part of your Killteam experience. So no matter if you're a casual or a competitive player, there should be something here for you. If you're interested in supporting the channel, there's a few ways you can go about doing so. You can join the Patreon, where you get access to members only Discord, Patreon priority questions, early access to content, exclusive content, and tournament awards. Or if you find yourself buying Killteam goodies or hobby supplies, you can use one of our affiliate links in the description below, or discount codes with Crossfire Games and GG Prints. We're always keen to hear your thoughts and feedback, so don't leave that comment box empty. Let us know what you think. Once again, thanks for your support, and with all that said, let's get into it. Okay, so the Wolf Scout team is the new replacement for Phobos, in my opinion, and they are pretty cool. Personally, from an aesthetics point of view, I'm not a fan of the Wolf Scouts. I know there's some people that are going to go absolutely nuts for the Sons of Russ. That's not me, but that's just a personal thing. The archetypes that you want to see here is Recon and Seek and Destroy. And you'll see that you're essentially a 6 operative kill team, but you have to take the Wolf. So, which probably people weren't necessarily expecting, but you must take the Wolf, and you're going to take 5 operatives from this list of operatives, and I'll talk through what they all are. Note that the Hunter operative is your warrior operative that you can take multiple of if you wanted to. So we'll just go through and talk about what these guys do. But you're definitely taking a very good boy, and you're gonna have to see who you're gonna work with them afterwards. First up, though, as we do usually, we'll cover the faction rules and the ploys. So into the Hunting Astartes faction rule. So during each friendly Wolf Scout operative's activation, it can perform either 2 shoot actions or 2 fight actions. If it's 2 shoot actions, 1 additional AP must be spent on the second action if both actions are using a plasma gun or plasma pistol. There's a lot of plasma in this team, so that'll make sense. You cannot select 2 psychic ranged weapons, which will make sense if you get to one of the operatives. Each friendly operative can counteract regardless of its order. Whenever it does so within your storm, you can change its order first or change its order instead of performing an action. For the latter, still treat it as having counteracted this turn. This is really strong, right? So we know how strong it is for being able to change your order on counteract. So the fact that you can do it within the storm is really, really big. So probably what you guys are interested in is, what the heck is this storm? So the storm is this. Strategic Gambit. Remove your storm marker from the kill zone, if any, then place it in the kill zone. Whenever an operative is within 6 inches horizontally of a storm marker, it's within your storm. Each friendly Wolf Scout operative can perform the charge action while it has a conceal order if it starts and or ends that action within your storm. So it's actually a pretty large area that you can cover with this, right? So you can chuck your marker down in the kill zone, and within that range, you're able to then change your counteract, and you're able to charge on conceal. These are really strong abilities. Like being able to change your order on counteract, really strong. Deathwatch spend a CP for it. They like to have it, and the threat that it poses is massive. The fact that you can do this is huge, and the fact that you can charge and conceal is a really nice durability buff. So straight up, good faction rules. We like that. It's looking good for the Wolf Scouts. Strategic ploys then. So firstly, we have Cloaked by the Storm. Whenever an operative is shooting a friendly Wolf Scout operative that's within your storm, you can re-roll one of your defense dice. Okay, like situationally, maybe. You might use this. It depends on who you're playing against. If it's a shooty team, it might come up, but maybe not. I think this is an average-ish ploy. Next, tempestuous wrath. Whenever a friendly Wolf Scout operative is fighting or retaliating, if it is within your storm or was within your storm at the start of the activation, its melee weapons have the balance rule. So again, this is really cool because you can essentially have a huge area that's within your storm. If you start within it and then charge out of it, you're still going to get balanced on your attacks. And if someone charges you whilst you're in it, you're going to get balanced yourself. So this is really good. I think you're taking this most turning points to be able to increase the reliability of your melee damage. Next, we have Storm Bite. Whenever an enemy operative is within your storm, subtract 1 from the attack stack of its melee weapons to a minimum of 3. This is really good combining with this, right? So if you have your guy in the storm, they're retaliating, you're getting to reroll a dice, and when your opponent comes and charges you, they're losing an attack dice. Against melee teams, these two are really good. So to a minimum of 3, obviously, so it doesn't work against like bad melee fighters, but against like good melee teams, this is pretty impactful in my opinion. And then finally, Savage Fighters. Whenever a friendly Wolf operative finishes fighting or retaliating, if it wasn't incapacitated, you can inflict D3 plus 1 damage on the enemy operative in that sequence. So this is like 3 different ways that you're going to be able to do like really effective melee damage and make your melee better, make yourself more durable, and punish your opponent more from doing it. So all 3 of these are I like. The protected by the storm thing with the reroll defense dice, not so great. Maybe it comes up, maybe it doesn't. But these 3 against like melee teams, really, really good. So against shooting teams, probably not going to be used. Just this one maybe. But against melee teams, really good. Okay, we have some Firefight ploys. We have the acute senses. Use this Firefight ploy when a friendly water operative performs a shoot action and you're selecting a valid target. Until the end of that action, the friendly operative's range weapons have the range 6 inches and seek light weapon rules, and enemy operatives cannot be obscured. Really strong. Being able to have seek light and ignore obscurity is fantastic. This is really good on like ITD or Tomb World, and it's just generically really good. It's a good counter to the stealth suit team that we saw because you can get around obscurity. I think this is a great Firefight ploy. You're going to use this when someone is in smoke grenade or something like that and they're trying to be sneaky. This is a very good rule. Next up, we have counterattack. Use this Firefight ploy at the end of an enemy operative's activation or after an enemy operative performs a fight action. One friendly Wolf Scout operative can immediately perform a free fight action, but you cannot select any other enemy operative to fight against during that action. Again, really good. So if someone wants to just charge and pass, they can't do that because you're just going to kill them. If someone fights you, it doesn't work out quite so well, and now they're sort of like injured and they don't want to fight you a second time, well, bad luck, because one CP you're going to fight them. So that's, again, really good. Yeah, I mean, this is a strong ability. I can see it being used. It's going to make people hesitant to want to charge and fight you because you're potentially going to be able to just kill them on the counterattack. Next, we have Touched by Lokyar. I'm not 100% sure. I apologise for butchering it. Use this Firefight ploy after rolling your attack dice for a friendly Wolf Scout operative, excluding the Fenrisian Wolf. If it's fighting more than 5 inches from other friendly operatives, you can re-roll any of your attack dice. So, again, 1 CP Relentless. This is really good, right? Like, if you've had a big whiff, you can just potentially just save yourself by being able to re-roll all of these, all of your attack dice. Yeah, I mean, great. And you're probably able to charge outside of 5 to be able to proc this as well. So good. And then finally, Transhuman Physiology, which is the standard one you have, which is used to Firefight ploy when an operative is shooting a friendly Wolf Scout operative, excluding the Wolf. In the roll defense dice step, you can retain one of the normal successes as critical success instead. This occasionally will mean the difference between living and dying. It's 100% worth 1 CP if that's the case, and it's just great to have it as a backup option. So this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. And the ploys here all looking good as well. So good start for the Wolf Scouts. Let's see though what operatives they actually have and see if it makes sense. So first up, We see they're 3 APL, not much of a surprise, it's a Marine team. They're moving 7 inches, kind of makes sense as their Phobos. 3 up save, and 14 wounds on the Wolf Scout pack leader. That's a lot of wounds straight away on the Wolf Scout leader. Now I'm going to just break the surprise here. The other guys are 13 wounds. So straight up, a bit more durable than normal, faster than normal, and armed with some pretty cool weapons. The Wolf Pack leader has a plasma pistol, which is the standard profile for plasma pistol, and a 5 attack power weapon, which is great. So this is a fantastic stat line. These are great weapons. This is all looking pretty promising. Next you have the Lupine Guile, which is once per battle when rolling off to decide initiative. If it's in the kill zone, you can reroll your dice. This is great. Not just is this great because like you're getting the reroll, but because now the way initiative works, you can do this on any of the rerolls that you want. So I think this is really strong. So you can use that reroll like really effectively. Next, you have the Grizzled Veteran. The first one's operative would be incapacitated during the battle. It's not incapacitated, has 1 wound remaining, and cannot be incapacitated for the remainder of the action. All remaining attack dice are discarded, including yours if operatives fighting or retaliating. So just that, like, being able to just say, no, I'm not dead, is again, like, huge, based on the fact this guy has already got 14 wounds, is potentially, like, striking on death, can counteract, and all that sort of stuff. So if you fight this guy and like don't kill him, there's a good chance he's just going to kill you in retaliation, which is pretty epic. Because I'm pretty sure, and people can just correct me if I'm wrong, but like he's not incapacitated, right? So he does damage on death. So he's still going to hit you for D3 plus 1 damage when you fight him. And then he can then counterattack and perform a free fight and maybe kill you before you kill him. So if you go and fight this guy in melee, he's gonna even if you get through the 14 wounds and all that sort of stuff, maybe you get through the -1 attack and the fact that he's got balanced, and then he hits you for D3 plus 1, and then he fights you himself first, maybe dealing six damage with his power sword. This is not a guy you want to fight in melee. Like this guy is gonna take some souls, in my opinion. Next we have the Fang Bearer. So again, 3 APL, 7-inch move, 3 up save, 13 wounds. So an extra wound, Phobos operative, which is pretty good. Armed with an Absolver bolt pistol, which is a 4/5 damage, range 9, and piercing crits 1, pretty decent. And a combat blade for 5 attacks, hit on 3s, 4/5 damage, again, pretty decent. And then some pretty cool and spicy rules here. So spiritual Churguri, I can't say that. You ignore any changes to the stats of friendly wolf operatives, excluding the wolf, from being injured, including the weapon stats. Friendly operatives are not affected by any operatives' shock or stun weapon rules, and you ignore any changes to their APL stat. Note that if friendly operatives have these rules, if you select this operative for the battle, even if it is incapacitated later. So ignoring shock, stun, APL modifications, and injury, and even if this guy dies, you get to keep all those, is huge. Like that is so useful, and particularly against the sort of teams that want to try and stop you fighting twice by having like stun on their weapons. That's big. That's just that is really cool. So an incredible rule here. I think you always want to take this guy. He also has healing bombs, which is select 1 friendly operative within the operative's control range to regain D3 plus 3 lost wounds. You can't perform this action while within control range of any operative. I think again this is a great rule. There's no reason why I don't think he can patch himself up because he's always within his own control range. So this guy can heal himself for D3 plus 3. Doesn't say that he can't do it on a counteract, so you can do it, to yourself on conceal, and you're ignoring injury and all that sort of stuff. This seems like a fantastic operative. So Fang Bearer looks pretty good to me. Let's go to the Trap Master then. So armed with a plasma pistol and a combat blade, great loadout, great stat line. They also have the Haywire Mine. This operative is carrying a Haywire Mine marker. It can perform the pickup marker action on that marker, but that marker cannot be placed within another operative's control range. If this operative is incapacitated while carrying the marker and that marker cannot be placed, it is removed with this operative. Nice. The Haywire marker itself then is a proximity mine. The first time your Haywire Mine marker is within another operative's control range, remove that marker, subtract 1 from the operative's APL stat until the end of its next activation, inflict 2d3 plus 3 damage on it, or d3 plus 6 if that marker is within 6 inches horizontally of your storm marker. If it isn't incapacitated, end its action, if any, even if the action's effects aren't fulfilled. If it cannot be placed, move the minimum amount to do so. Notice operatives is ignored for these effects, i.e. it cannot set off or take damage from that marker. D3 plus 6 potentially on your inside the storm is a huge amount of damage that like a lot of teams are just not going to want to be able to take. So pretty decent. If this guy was armed with like bad weaponry, then it'd be an interesting conversation. But having a plasma pistol and a combat blade with this rule set again looks great to me. And being 13 wounds is just simply awesome. So cool. Looks pretty solid. Let's look at the Hunter then. Hunter has a plasma pistol and a combat blade, standard stat line, and whenever it's within the storm, its weapons have the severe weapon rule. So again, pretty decent if you want to have that. Not bad, but I'm liking what some of the specialists are bringing personally more than the Hunters bringing at the moment. But let's see what else we're cooking with. We have a gunner. So it has a plasma gun, which is the standard plasma gun profile. It still has a combat blade, but only 4 attacks at 4/5. So it's not quite as good in melee. But it has the Tempest Fury. Whenever this operative is within your storm, all profiles on its plasma gun have the punishing weapon rule, and its plasma gun supercharge doesn't have the hot weapon rule. That's amazing. Like just straight up there, that's really good. Having lethal 5 and access to punishing is going to massively increase the reliability of this plasma gun because you're likely to be getting a crit, and therefore that means you're likely to get another hit as a result. And you're not having to worry about the overcharge because you're going to be just overcharging it all the time and not rolling for hot. So this is great. You would definitely want this guy to be hanging around your storm to be able to get access to these rules. Pretty decent gunner, I won't lie, pretty decent gunner. What's this other gunner we have though? So this is the Frost Eye. So same stat lines, has an Instigator Bolt Carbine, which has a heavy profile, which is hitting on 2s, 3-4, heavy dash only, piercing crits 1 and silent. And then a mobile profile, hitting on 3s, 3-4, piercing crits 1, silent. So only difference is if you stay stationary, you get to hit on 2s if you do dash only. Still has a combat blade, so still 4 attacks, hit on 3s, 4-5. So a great melee profile. And then has these special rules, which we'll talk through now. Storm Veiled Execution. Whenever this operative is within your storm, it can perform the guard action regardless of the kill zone. That's pretty decent. It can also perform the guard action while it has a conceal order, but if it does, it cannot perform more than 1 shoot action for the rest of the turning point, i.e. cannot shoot both during the interruption and during counteract. This is absolutely bonkers. This guy is able to be on silent. So remember, he's in the storm, right? So he's going to be able to charge on conceal. He's going to then be able to shoot on silent with one of these weapon profiles, looking pretty decent. And then he's going to be able to guard on open board and be on conceal whilst doing so. And he isn't going to flip to engage when he shoots because it's a silent weapon. That is a whole load of board presence and board control against a lot of teams. So that is really, really good. Next, he has Hunter's Senses, which is select one of the following rules for this operative's Instigator Bolt Carbine to have until the start of its next activation, and it's either going to gain Severe or Saturate, and whenever this operative is shooting with that weapon, enemy operatives cannot be obscured. Both of those are really good. Having to choose is going to be painful, but I like the Severe for guaranteeing the piercing crits. I also think being able to ignore obscurity is going to be big. Note that you have another route to being able to ignore obscurity with the and gain seek light. So the combination of these are interesting. I'm not sure which is best, but I'm seeing this person sitting somewhere where they can get to a dominant position. Then they want to be shooting, doing hunter senses, shooting, and then going on guard to be able to just lock down areas of the board, which is pretty epic. This is a fantastic gunner profile. I like the frost die. Okay, next up we have the Rune Priest, armed with a bolt pistol, Jaws of the World Wolf, which is 5 attacks hitting on 3s, 3/5, psychic, blast 2, severe. So don't bunch up because 3/5 with severe with 5 attacks is actually pretty potent. Also has the Thunderclap, which is 5 attacks hitting on 2s, 2/2, psychic, range 6, saturate, seek light, stun, torrent 2. So that's pretty cool as well with access to seek light. You're going to be able to do some good stun damage, and it hitting on 2s is pretty cool. Way more impactful on Tomb World and ITD with the access to lethal 5. But note you can't use both of these psychic weapons, so you're gonna have to choose one or the other. But a pretty potent psychic options to have. Also armed with the Runic Stave, which is 5 attacks hitting on 3s, 4/6 psychic shock. 4/6 is great, and 5 attacks is pretty decent when it comes to being able to put out some melee damage. Next, you have Cast the Runes. After selecting this operative before the battle, roll 3d6 and put them to one side. For each result of a 1 to 4, you can use the command reroll Firefight ploy for 0 CP once you're in the turn point that matches the result. For each 5 or 6, you gain 1 CP. For example, if you roll 2, 2, and a 5, you gain 1 CP, and twice during the second turning point, you can use the command reroll for 0 CP. This just looks great. There is a way here for you to generate. Realistically, you're probably going to generate 1 CP, and then you're going to have 2 CP rerolls, which is pretty cool. I think people will like that. And then finally, we have the Call the Storm, which is a 1 AP action. Remove your storm marker from the kill zone, if any, and then place it in the kill zone. That's good because, as I said, you want to be able to do the counteracts and flip people's orders and that sort of stuff. So maybe someone's in the wrong place or you need to move it somewhere else. Well, this guy can counteract and conceal and can just move the storm to wherever you need to be able to move it to using this Call the Storm ability. Alternatively, instead of resolving the above effect, select one friendly Wolf Scout operative until the start of the operative's next activation, until it is incapacitated, or until it performs this action again, whichever comes first. Whenever that friendly operative is within the storm and more than 3 inches from the active operative, it's obscured. Note you can't perform this action while within control range of any operative. So you can hand out obscurity to one of your guys that are hiding within the storm. And there's no reason, again, why you can't, you can't do this on a counteract. So you can move the storm if you need to. You can hand out this buff. You probably do this during the activation. So someone's then obscured. You can't have 2 people obscured because if they use this again, you won't be able to do it. But you can basically be doing both these things. Again, pretty decent. So access to Seek Light, ways to generate CP, decent melee, some interesting shooting profiles, and being able to move the storm. That's pretty good. So the issue we're having here is all these operatives are looking good. So you're definitely going to have a bit of roster building. And then we're going to look at the Wolf. So the Fenrisian Wolf, 2 APL, 8-inch move, 5 up save and 9 wounds. This is pretty good for long bomb charges though. Being able to charge 8 inches charge 10 inches is pretty significant. 11-inch set range is big. And armed with fangs, 5 attacks, hit on 3s, 4/5, rending is pretty good. Instinctive Predator. This operative cannot perform any actions other than charge, dash, fallback, fight, and reposition. It cannot use any weapons that are on its data card. This operative can perform the charge action while it has a conceal order. So that's pretty nice. So it's going to be able to charge around and stay on conceal the whole game. And it's just going to be trying to like hunt down and kill various weaker melee operatives, because with 4/5 and rending with 5 attacks, you're able to kill like pretty like standard operatives quite easily. And 9 wounds is a good damage breakpoint to be able to survive some clapback as well. Pounce. Once per battle, strategic gambit. If this operative's APL stat is 2 or more, this operative can perform a free charge, fallback, or reposition action. If it does, until the end of its next activation, subtract 1 from its APL stat, and it cannot perform any of the aforementioned actions. This is wild as an interrupt goes. So just as a strategic gambit, and it's assuming you haven't lost any APL, it can perform a free charge. Note that charge is 11 inches, or reposition. And if it does, until the end of that next activation, subtract 1 from its APL stat, and it cannot perform any of the aforementioned actions. So it can't like double charge clearly, but it can just do a free strat gambit charge into someone, or reposition somewhere wherever it needs to go, and just tie someone up in melee. Like that can be really good as a defensive ability. If you think you're going to get charged off by someone, this dog can just go in and just get that charge ahead of time. That's pretty strong. Interestingly, like I think obviously you're going to prefer the other operatives, but you have to take the dog. So you're always taking the dog as is. But pretty cool abilities. Let's have a look at the equipment, see what we got here. So we have frost weapons. Friendly Wolf Scout operatives, combat blades have the lethal 5 weapon rule, and one friendly Wolf Scout pack leader operative's power weapon has the lethal 4 weapon rule, if any. This is insane. So like that is like so strong. Like being able to just have lethal 5 for combat blades is just like such a good benefit to have. I think you'll be taking this quite a lot, and I don't see why you wouldn't. Next up, you have runic charms. Once per turning point, when an operative is shooting a friendly Wolf Scout operative, excluding the wolf, at the start of the roll defense dice step, you can use this rule. If you do, worsen the piercing of the rule by 1. Note the piercing 1 would therefore be ignored. This is fantastic because, again, you're seeing what your opponent rolls first. So if they completely whiff, you're not going to use it. If they do decent and you need to have it, you can reduce the piercing by 1. And note that it's on any of your models. That's just not the wolf model. So that's really good for runic charms. So these are both good so far. And then wolf tooth nexuses. Once per turning point, when a friendly Wolf Scout operative, excluding the Fenrisian wolf, is shooting, fighting, or retaliating, if you roll 2 or more fails, you can discard one of them to retain another as a normal success instead. This is just like a purity seals. Again, fantastic. That is a huge like reliability boost that you just want to be able to have. So being able to just say, yep, I can get another hit is fantastic for the team. So you definitely want to be taking wolf teeth nexuses. And then finally, talismanic trophies. Whenever a friendly Wolf Scout operative, excluding the wolf, is fighting or retaliating in the resolve attack by step, you can subtract 1 from the damage inflicted on it from 1 success. This is a bit more niche. I mean, it's nice. It does help with breakpoints every now and then. But like, if you were going to drop one of these options, like I think these are the more niche of the options, and these are the more like auto picks. I think you're pretty much always taking frost weapons. I think you're always taking wolf teeth necklaces. I think runic charms depends how much piercing 1 your opponent has, or piercing 2, and talismanic trophies depends if the damage breakpoint is going to be impactful for them. Cool. This is the Wolf Scout team. So for the people out there that liked their Phobos, don't worry, GW have got you. They have brand new Phobos and they are spicy, and I think they're really, really cool. I genuinely think choosing your operatives is going to be difficult because clearly you have to take the wolf, which is why all the other guys are so spicy, and then you have to take 5 of these guys. And I like the leader, I like the Fang bearer, I like the frost eye, I like the trap master, I like the rune priest, I like the gunner. Like, which one are you going to take? I really don't know. It's going to be matchup dependent, and you're going to want to be switching these guys out. But I think, personally, I think the leader is going to make the cut all the time. I think the Fang bearer is always going to make the cut. And then I think you're probably going to take the Rune priest to move stuff around, maybe. So that's your first three, and then you got like two of these others where I think I really like the Frost Die most of the time, but maybe depending upon who you're playing against, is Frost Die or Gunner, and then Trapmaster maybe comes in. I don't think the Hunter's getting taken that often. Maybe I'm being wrong or harsh on that, but access to lethal 5 on most of these guys anyway, the severe benefit just doesn't feel like it's too impactful in comparison to what these other operatives are offering. What's your guys' thoughts though? Is this the big bad new Phobos? Generically, like the bits that I would just focus on: access to recon, access to seek and destroy, retrieval. I think this team can play well. They're super fast. They're 3 APL. They're very killy. Like I think they can do well on that. Scout any movements, probably pass. Flank, I'm not convinced on personally. Like, I mean, you could play it, but I don't think it's going to play to their strengths. Dominate, I think it's going to be really good for this team. They're actually surprisingly durable. They're very killy. They're very fast. Rout is going to be great for this kill team, based on the fact that they can move so quickly and do so much damage. So I personally think you're going to be seeing this team play retrieval, rout, and dominate. I think they can do that really well. Noting that like they can be on conceal so much, and there's so many wounds. And then if you do get into melee with them, they can hurt you. And the wolf can run out and jump on you. Like if you save that wolf's ability towards the latter turning points, and someone's going to threaten killing one of these guys, the wolf then goes out and kills them. That's great. The healing ability, the ability to ignore injury, the ability to not die. This team seems pretty bonkers. Like from a Marine player's perspective, having played a lot of Phobos, I can definitely see how this team is going to be able to rack up kills, play the mission really well, and just do generically really well. As I said, I'm not personally a massive fan of the aesthetic, so maybe I don't take Space Wolves, but make some interesting models. But you can definitely see how you can have a plasma gun guy, you can have a Phobos sort of psyker that can work, and the Trap Marine, all that sort of stuff. Like there is ways to make this team from your existing Phobos team probably look pretty decent. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this team plays on the tabletop. I think they're going to be really fun. I think they're going to be explosive. I think they're going to play into like how a lot of Marine players want to play. And like what I will just say is 13 wounds is massive for the durability of this team, and the 7-inch move is huge for their operatives. So although you're losing like a Marine for a dog, I wouldn't be too upset by that. I think these guys have some real good capabilities with being able to zone out areas with the Trapmaster, being able to like have ball presence and control with conceal like shots and guard from conceal is huge. And then the ability to, as I said, charge from conceal and that sort of stuff and just be durable is really impactful for how the team's going to play. Are you guys excited to see these guys on the table? Are you looking to pick up these Wolf Scouts? Are you going to proxy them for something else? I'm interested to see what you guys think, but I think this is a team that I will be interested to play, and I'll be definitely considering them as an option over Deathwatch. But I'm not too sure. Maybe this could be the big contender to the Deathwatch team. What do you guys think? Let me know in the description below. As I said, if you're looking to pick up the box set, use an affiliate link, save yourself some money, and support the channel. Hope you all have a great week, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.
That brings us to the end of the episode. Hopefully you found something new or useful while listening, and if you did, throwing us a like would be greatly appreciated. If you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notifications as soon as the next one drops. It really is the best way to help a small channel like ours. And if you can't wait and you do want early access, we have a Patreon where you can get exclusive access to all our content ahead of time. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. Just drop a comment below and we'll get right to you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host Ryan, this has been Turning Point Tactics, and we'll see you next week.